So we'll start the session in few minutes. Just we are waiting for a few more people to join in. Now is 6:05. We will start the session by 6:07. दो मिनट में शुरू करता हूँ. ठीक है, चुपचाप रहना, कोई कुछ बोलना मत. अब बात मत करना. I think let's start the session. I think when the more people will join in, they can just join the link and click on. Okay, so in this phase, in this fast-paced world, effective time management has become more crucial than ever. It is the key to balancing work, personal life, and achieving our goals with efficiency and effectiveness. So this webinar aims to provide you with the practical strategies, tips, and insight to help you optimize your time, enhance your productivity, and maintain a healthy work-life balance. We will explore valuable tools and strategies that can be implemented immediately to make the most of your time and achieve better outcomes in both your personal and professional endeavors. Whether you are a student, you're an entrepreneur, you are a professional, or you are a researcher, or simply someone seeking to improve your time management skills, this webinar is designed to provide you with actionable insights and practical solutions that can be applied in various aspects of your life. I will also introduce you to our guest speaker, Toral Shah ji. Toral Shah ji is a new age educator, founder of Drishya, and the principal of Dominic Group of Education Institutions. With a background as a former investment banker and an MBA in finance, Toral Shah ji brings a unique blend of financial expertise and a passion for education. Toral Shah ji had a significant impact in the lives of over 2,000 children through her work in coaching, training, and mentoring. She has also played a pivotal role in empowering around 500 teachers so far, recognizing the importance of continuous learning and growth for educators. With her dedication to creating meaningful learning experiences and a commitment to nurturing the potential of each child, Toral Shah ji is making a significant impact in the field of education. Her innovative approaches and emphasis on inclusivity and self expression are shaping the future of education and inspiring young minds to explore and grow. Without taking further time, I will ask Toral Shaji to take the session forward. Over to you, ma'am.
A very good evening, everyone. So I believe, Saurabh, all these students are from Rishihood University.
Some of them are from Rishihood University, ma'am, and some of them are from outer part of the Rishihood University.
Okay, great. I welcome you all. A very good evening to all of you. Can I request all of you to turn on your cameras so that in whatever time we have, we can connect with each other and learn a crucial part about what we are discussing, something really crucial to all of us about, and that is time management. We'll be making this a little interactive, and that is why we are having this format of the meeting format and not the webinar format. So we'll be doing a couple of question answer session in the beginning and ending up with setting the cameras open. Can you all hear me? I hope I'm audible.
Yes, ma'am, you're audible, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am, you're audible.
Okay, so Anya, why don't you take the lead of turning on the camera? Thanks, Anya. What about the others? Do you want just a passive session where I do the talking, or you want to be involved? Let's start with that. Do you want to make the most of this session that is called the time management? Do you want to make the most of this session? Because time is precious for all of us. So if you want to make the most of this session, I would want our interaction as well. Any kind of feedback from your side in terms of, you can put it on chat, you can put a reaction there, something from your side for me to believe you are there. I can see the names, but not your faces. Okay. Okay, there are 2 cameras open. Fine, we'll get started. So let me share my screen. I'm going to first start the session by showing a video to y'all, and then y'all can tell me what, just your feedback about the video. All right?
Yes.
You can see my screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. So what was this video about?
It was all about time management, how he has manages his time and do all the work in one day only without escaping anything else. Anything.
Right. So thanks, Anya, for the response. So you are all college students. Am I right in assuming that you are all college students?
Yes, ma'am.
Right. So we are moving from school level to college level, right? So from school level, what was happening in school? It was quite easy because there was a timetable set. And according to the timetable, you were moving along, right? So there was a set timetable. Like after this period, you will have geography. After geography, you will have biology, etc. Right? And then you have a set homework to do. And then you have some free time. And then you spend some time with your family and the day is over. Right? Now, when you come to college life, right, how would that be different from your school life? How do you think your school life will, your college life now will be different in what parameters?
We don't have proper set of time, like we don't know when we are going to sleep and when we are going to up. Like
Yeah,
school, in school we have the time.
yeah. So when you were younger, when you used to go to school, you had a set timetable. So whatever, according to the time, you were moving along. But in college also, more or less your lectures, your meeting with professors, your one-to-one with, or to discuss about projects, to discuss about some of the other assignment will kind of be fixed, right? But there will be a lot of time otherwise, other than your lecture timings and your college timings, where it depends on you, how you take that forward. And that is why time management becomes very crucial for college students, because a lot depends on how you will manage it on your own. So let me share my PPT here. So we are here to, I hope you can see my screen.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So we are here to discuss about time management for college students. What is the objective here? The objective here is to understand the importance of time management in a university. And what are the learning the practical strategies to optimize time and prioritize tasks effectively. We have a number of things to do, right? So how are we prioritizing these tasks? We feel that some or most of these tasks are important to us. We want to do everything. We want to achieve everything, right? But it's not in our hands to do everything within those 12 hours or 13 hours of the day, right? So that is why it becomes important for us to write down these things and learn to prioritize it. So we will be doing that. Develop skills to overcome procrastination and improve productivity. So many a times we feel that we have not done certain thing today, which we had planned to do. So how do we, should I do it tomorrow? Or can I push it to next week? We tend to delay it, we tend to procrastinate it. So how to develop skills and strategies in order to understand, to do that the best time to do anything is now, right? And thereby improve productivity. Identify techniques to balance academic responsibilities, which is your main thing right now. That occupies almost 60 to 70% of your time right now, to achieve academic responsibilities and to see to it that you fulfill it to the fullest. Social activities and obviously personal well-being. This gets ignored quite a bit, and we will see what can be done about personal well-being. So I would want you all to, before we get started, and now that we've understood what are the objectives of this particular workshop, I would want you all to write a definition of time management. One sentence, what do you mean by time management right now for you? How do you define time management? And you can write the answers on chat. So we'll give this a minute. Okay, Mahi Agarwal writes, to manage all your work and to do it efficiently and effectively. Okay. But to manage it efficiently and effectively, Mahi, are you saying it can be done at any time? It might take as much time as possible or within a particular time frame. That is important to write. Right, Mahi?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So Anya writes, time management helps us to manage our time and investing that time into things that are important. Absolutely. So we are talking about prioritizing, right? We feel many things are important for us, but unless we write down, we would not know. So it is important that we write down all those things and then we delete all the things which are not important for us, right?
Yes.
Okay. Raga Swarupa writes, to prioritize both work and personal life effectively. Okay. And Koteshwari is writing, organizing time according to the work. Okay. So we've got quite a few responses here. Any more coming in, please write. So yes, most of you are on the right track. It is time management is nothing but managing your time effectively to get your work done. That this is the time to do this particular activity, right? Did you all know that at this age that you all are in this stage called adolescence, right? So in adolescence, it is mostly said that all the brain related work that you are doing, so that could be related to academics, can be done as soon as you wake up. And that is why here it is mentioned that right time is allotted to right activity. So all the cognitive related work that you are doing, that can be done in the morning as soon as you get up, right? And then after that, after you've had your lunch and after your classes are over, lectures are over, then afternoon is a time which becomes a little sluggish, right? So that is the time where you can do something which improves dexterity, like something to do with your hands, something hands-on activity. So if you like gardening, carpentry, things like that, that can be allotted at that time. I'm just giving examples here. And
And
then
what are cognitive things?
to do with thinking, where you are using your brain, right?
Okay,
So
like
academic, yeah,
academic.
yes, academic related work can be done in the morning. Yeah, this is specifically for your age group. Okay. And then in the evening, you can spend time on working on yourself. So that can be anything that you want, you choose for yourself. It could be, we'll come to that, we'll discuss that in detail just after a few, in few moments. One is about trying to understand what exactly you need for yourself. So that requires a lot of self-reflection. So evening time is basically for your personal well-being, right? That includes socializing and that includes time for yourself, which is called me time. So we'll come to that. So why is it that time management is required? Right? We have all understood and got the definitions from you. Okay, Akanksha has also mentioned to organize, plan and distributing tasks in such a way that all the tasks are done correctly and efficiently. I think this is what the time management actual definition is. Thank you, Akanksha. So we see that time management is required for all of these, right? We want to know about time management. We cannot be actually running after time. Let me tell you, time management is not after running for time and keep seeing your watch all the time, right? It's all to do with your planning, how well organized you are. It's all to do with your skills. That is what time management teaches us, right? It's not to see the time and your watch all the time, because that becomes very foolish that, you are completely time bound. Being punctual is extremely important, but if you go haywire here and there, you can always click on the restart button, like how you restart your phone or restart your laptop, right? So one need not be really hard on yourself, okay, on oneself. If something goes haywire, if something does not go as per your plan. But having said that, I'm not saying that one should not plan. Planning and organizing does help in a way to improve your skills in terms of organization. How well organized are you? Are you just going by the flow, or are you really interested and investing your effort and time into a particular task? And what is that task that matters to you is all that we will discuss now. So time management is important because you don't want to waste time. And that is why hence you will be saving time. You won't just while away your time. Now, if something happens which goes against your plan, right? So here we don't want that lot of time got spent on one particular activity and the others didn't get done at all, where your professor asked you to do something. And then you end up doing everything last minute, right? So that causes stress. So had you prepared for a particular project, for example, where a deadline was given 1 month in advance, and you don't want to do everything last minute by procrastinating, you start preparing it and tell yourself that 1 month is too long a time. I will start from next week. I will start working on this project next week. And then I will divide my time 1 hour every day to one particular activity. And that's how I will finish this project on time. Then I will keep some time as buffer for reviewing the entire project, right? So that way you will function effectively also. And that's how you will increase your output and productivity. And then you will have more control over your all the jobs that you are taking up, right? So this is something that Swami Vivekananda said. Can anybody read this out? Any one of you can read it out. The one in blue.
Can I?
Yes, Mahi.
Everything you are and everything you become in the future will be determined by the way you think and the way you use your time. Your attitude towards time is a critical factor in all you do and everything you accomplish.
Right. So we all know about Swami Vivekananda, right? What he did and his contribution to India and to all the citizens of the world, right? So it's very important to see for successful people, and also for some of your family members, not necessarily successful people, to ask your parents also, because for a parent to multitask between work and family life, how are they doing it, right? How it is important for us to see how to allocate these activities to certain to these time frames. And that is what Swami Vivekananda is also telling us, that first of all, having respect for time. Yeah, I don't want to make this session very preachy, but when we get into the activities, you will know what all this means. That and we will do this step by step, so that you can actually implement it from today itself when you get into Rishihood University, right? So let's start. So how to use your time effectively. Now these are goals. All of us have goals and everybody understands what goal means, right? I don't need to explain to you what is a goal, right? Am I right in assuming that? Do you all need an introduction for goals? Right. So a goal is something that is the end thing that you want. right? It is something that is your objective, your aim of doing a particular activity. So you ask these questions to yourself. Why am I doing this? What is my goal? How will I succeed? And what happens if I choose not to do it? So when you are asking these questions to yourself, you start reflecting upon, right? You have just finished your school and you have come into the college, or you're going to the college. You will start college very soon, right? Ask yourself this question. Why am I doing this? What is my goal in doing this particular activity? So for example, I've got into Rishihood University, right? So you are asking yourself, what is my goal? By joining the university where I've got admission, what is my goal? How will I succeed? And what happens if I choose not to do it? Because when you're asking this question, then automatically you are reinforcing this question that I am certain what my goal is. Because if what happens if I choose not to do it? If you are saying nothing will happen, okay, then that means it's not aligning with the goal, right? So for you to answer this question, if you say that what happens if I choose not to do it? If I choose not to join a particular university, then I won't get to master a particular passion that I have discovered within myself, right? I won't get to know people who are like-minded, right? And hence my goal is to join a university where I get to sharpen my skills, get to know and network with like-minded people, and to learn and master this passion from experts and subject matter experts and professors who are masters in this particular subject. And that is why if I don't choose it, I will lose out on all of this, right? You must have heard of SMART goals, which I have put up here. So SMART goals, S stands for specific, M stands for measurable, A stands for achievable, R is relevant, and T is time bound, right? Now, what we'll do is we will get on to this next slide, where I am giving you an example of a long-term goal and a short-term goal, right? What is a long-term goal? So this is an example. To graduate with honors from Rishihood University by such and such year. In this academic year, I will graduate with honors. Now see, again for me, as I call myself a new age educator, marks does not necessarily mean your intellect. Whatever grades you have got doesn't necessarily translate into showing what your intellectual capacity is. Okay, so by saying this, what I am saying is that you want to get maximum learning inside and outside classrooms, number one. You want to have maximum participation, and you want to volunteer in all kind of events that take place in college, and network with alumni, batchmates, professors, all these kind of things. So that is why that is what this translates to, right? So when you are doing all of this, that means you've had a successful 2 years or 3 years of your life in the university, right? Now, sometimes when you are doing everything everywhere, you might be very good with your leadership skills, communication skills and all, but when it comes to the writing part, you might go back, or probably your writing part or reading part is not as good as your other skills, right? So and mostly everybody is judged on that, but now with NEP coming in, there are all these things that are considered where only not just the written assessment is considered, there are other factors also taken into consideration. So what I'm trying to say here is that if you are by graduating in honors, meaning you're an all-rounder. And that is why I'm saying that you are participating in events, projects, networking. You are learning from your professors also. You are learning from outside your non-academic, non-scholastic part, all of that. So this is your long-term broad goal. And here it gives you, as we say, it's a SMART goal. It gives you the time. It says it's very specific that you want to do well in the university, right? What can be the short-term goal? And I want you all to identify your long-term goal for now. Short-term goal, if you can, that's well and good. But what is your long-term goal now? Now, in order to achieve the long-term goal, this is again an example of a short-term goal. So if I'm just starting to study and for my first semester exam, okay, I want to give time to my study, right? So I will say I will improve my productivity by using this particular timer when studying and closing all other tabs on my computer. I will do this every time I study for 2 months, right? So what does this say? This is a timer called a Pomodoro timer, and it is in the form of a tomato. So how this works is that this works wonderfully when you want to study. So sometimes when you study also, you study for hours and hours and hours, and then you forget that you, in those so many hours, you could do only very little, right? Now for you to get your honors, which is a long-term goal, what are you doing? Because your long-term goal has to be divided. Whether you have made a month goal or you have made a weekly goal. So your short-term goal actually should link up and align with your long-term goal, right? So how will I study? Number one is I will space out my time and give breaks. So I will give 5-minute breaks and study for 25 minutes. So this timer is for 25 minutes. Then again, take a break for 5 minutes and then again study for 20 minutes. I will do this thing for 3 times. So this will be my study pattern. So I am very, very particular about how I will study because I'm measuring it. So when I go back to my SMART goal, it is measurable because I'm tracking my time. It is very specific because I'm using a timer to do it. And it is achievable because I have been studying, and now using the Pomodoro timer, I can achieve what I want. That is my goal, to improve my productivity when I'm studying. And it is definitely relevant because my goal is to achieve honors in and time bound, yes. So I would like you all to give it a try to say what is your long-term goal to as you are joining a particular college or university. What is the long-term goal that you are looking at? Let's give it a try. Please think, and if you are as specific as possible, that would be great. Don't make a very general statement like, I want to do well in this college. No, you have to be very specific, as in, what do you want? So you start thinking. I know it's a very short time for you to write down a long-term goal now. I would want you to think about this after this session and present your long-term goals to your professor as soon as you've joined college. But I would want you to start thinking and just penning down some of your thoughts right now so that I can see you have understood. You can put in your long-term goals also in chat. If you have not decided what your long-term goal is, you can give examples also. And then you can think for yourself later on what could be your long-term goal for yourself. So goals are the first step to setting up a schedule for time. That is why we are doing goals. Actually, setting goals itself is a big topic, but I've just covered it very briefly here because setting up a time schedule for yourself starts with setting goals. Can we get some responses? I hope you all have understood. Mahi, Koteshwari, Akanksha. You can give me an example of a long-term goal. It need not be related to you, so that I know you are in sync with what I'm saying. Am I audible?
Yes, Toral Shah, ma'am.
Okay. Can anybody give me an example of a long-term goal? It need not be related to you.
I can go ahead, ma'am, if anyone is not ready. So I
Okay,
can go ahead.
Mahi has mentioned
Okay,
a company
great.
can set up its long-term goal as to produce its productivity from 10 tons to 100 tons by use of various technologies. Yeah. So it is specific, right, Mahi? You are saying that it is specific and measurable because it is specific and measurable as you are saying that you want to increase from 10 to 100. Okay, so it is measurable, but you haven't mentioned the time. In how much time? So every time your goal should mention the time, because it can be a month. Okay, it can be, and again, long term and short term is relatable, right? For some people, a month could be a long term. For some people, year is a long term. Usually a year is taken as a long term or probably a mid term. 5 year is probably a very long term. Excuse me. So you need to define the time here. Time is extremely crucial. We are talking about time management, right? So Mahi, in this particular goal, you can mention the time by when the company would produce 100 tons. Okay, by use of various technologies. Probably naming the technologies also could be more specific. What kind of technologies? Are you talking about AI related, machine learning, etc., or other technologies to do with machines itself, like the hardware kind of a thing, right? The more specific you are, that's how you will get to work towards your goal. Otherwise, if it's a very generic one, then it just gets ignored. Okay. So we'll go to the next one. After your goals are set, then you start planning. You see how your yearly calendar or your academic calendar looks like. You review your syllabus and you see your entire timetable, how it looks like. And your lectures, you block all your lecture dates and your group work, your projects and non-academic work. You highlight the exam, deadlines for assignments, projects, etc. And then also identify your homework routine, right? These are some of the things which require planning for the entire year, right? So this can be done specifically also once you get your timetable, or if you know what does your month look like, you take the calendar and you start writing, those calendars where only the date is mentioned with some space. That can be taken where you can write down and fill up the entire month calendar, so that you know that this project is to be submitted on 29th of this month and today is the 8th. How do I spread my time so that I can complete it and not do it on 28th, which is the last minute of doing the project. Now here we are coming to this part, which is extremely important, because you are all in your teens, late teens, I suppose. And late teens should definitely start this by now. In fact, I would suggest anything to form as a habit should be done earlier the better, right? So this is what I wanted to talk about when I was saying that what is it that besides your academic life you feel matters to you, and you feel that this is of too much of importance to me. I have recognized something about myself which I am perhaps not doing correctly or not doing well, and I need my attention there, and for which I need to devote time. So what is it? Am I getting, for example, am I not taking care of myself, like my physical self? So should I be doing regular exercise? Should I stop junk food and start eating healthy? So these are some examples of habits. Habit formation can be done and can be part of your everyday life, because whatever you do in your everyday life becomes a part of you and part of your personality. And this also requires time management. So, for example, regular exercise. Why do you need this? Because you feel that, first of all, you're getting out of shape. I'm not talking about getting fat or anything like that. Even the thinnest of people require exercise, because we have so many muscles in our body. And if the muscles are not stimulated or activated, by the time you get old, those muscles will be of no use to you and they will give you trouble, right? So earlier the better. So this is taking care of your physical body, including this. This takes care of actually both of this, not just the physical part of it, mental, emotional, everything. So you want to do something which takes care of your body. You want to work maybe on your communication part, and so you want to take up some online course or you want to just write down in terms of writing. Do you want to start maintaining a journal where you start writing over here, and so that you do communicate with yourself, and that again comes down to self-reflection, right? Because if you are maintaining a journal, or if you are writing something every day, how did my day go, for example? So you are doing a lot of self-reflection here by doing that kind of an exercise. Then financial responsibility. You know that you spend recklessly. You are very careless about your finances. So what is it that you will do? What have you decided to understand that you will not spend recklessly? And you will, or because it's the opposite. You have money and you don't know where to invest that money, right? You don't want to spend it, but you want to invest that money. So what are you going to do about it every day? Are you again going to maintain some kind of a note where you will see that where the money is going, or you are just not bothered about it, or you are maintaining a portfolio tracker? Then this comes to continuous learning. Are you doing some additional learning every day, right? What is it that you are equipping yourself as in terms of updating yourself with? Are you doing some only related to your academics, or are you doing something which is beyond academics, relating to whatever is relevant right now, like for example ChatGPT, right? And how ChatGPT can help you, how ChatGPT works. So that is continuous learning. And this again should not be ignored. It's extremely important. Is a healthy sleep routine. Sleep, again, you all should be sleeping at a particular time every day and getting up again at a particular time. Having different sleep routines every day will completely mess up your routine and your schedule for the entire day. And your concentration levels and your attention span will completely go for a toss. And this has a lot to do with your functioning of the brain also. So sleep should definitely, if you're not having a good sleep pattern, probably you can set up timers on your phone to say that, look, it is time, it is a reminder for you to go to bed at this particular time. So in half an hour, you go to bed. And again, having alarms is not recommended, but trying to get up on your own by doing some mindfulness exercises also helps. If you do some kind of meditation, again, maintaining a journal, then that also probably helps with your sleep routine. And digital well-being. We all know that we are addicted to phones and social media and all of that. And this is something that cannot be ignored. It is part of us. To say that I will completely stop phone or detox from social media, that is not again something that is advisable. But how do you limit yourself to using Instagram or Facebook or Twitter or LinkedIn, right? Is up to you. Are you following a number of followers, or are you limiting to those who inspire you, right? That is the way to use social media in an informed manner, right? And be socially responsible. These are just some of the habits that, this is not an exhaustive list. You can definitely add more, but there should be a habit which you are recognizing in yourself that you need for yourself now, right? And these are some of the tasks, like how you can go about separating the two. Like, for example, which are the non-controllable tasks? Some of the non-controllable tasks could be attending lectures, right? Attending classes, writing exams, because those are fixed. You cannot change that. It's not under your control, right? So those occupies the time during your during your day or during that month, that this entire week is exams and that is not under your control. Now, what are the things under your control? So you can divide the tasks accordingly. Now, those that are under my control can be, again, depending on the habits that you have chosen, right? Something that I want to volunteer for in my college. Something like not just paying attention to academics, but also paying attention to the hobbies that I have chosen. And that could be singing or dancing or any kind of art. And it is essential to recognize those hobbies in you, because those hobbies will only keep you alive at the end of the day and even for your entire lifetime. So recognizing those extracurricular and which are controllable, which are within your purview of doing what you want. Like I would like to devote time to watching some good recipes and also implementing those recipes, because I love cooking, right? I'm just giving as an example. So what are the good feeds or the reels, or whom am I following on Instagram who are good chefs, for example? And how do I put that, or how do I implement that to becoming a good cook, right? Providing good healthy recipes and doing something good for my family, right, is something to think about. And also, how do I do some extra reading? So all that comes under controllable activities, right? Also recognizing how are we losing out on time, right? So probably you should know that what am I doing? Am I spending a lot of time on WhatsApp? A particular activity, this is when you start maintaining a diary. So when you are maintaining a diary, you will know that today I got up at say 6 o'clock, right? 6 o'clock to 7 o'clock, what was I supposed to do? You write that on the left hand side as a planned activity. And then at the end of the day, you write down 6 o'clock to 7 o'clock, I had planned to do yoga. Did I do it? Okay, tick mark. 7 o'clock to 8 o'clock, I had planned to finish all my household work. Did I do it? Okay, I could do only part of it. No problem. The other parts were left. Fine. So then you see that, for example, 9 o'clock to 10 o'clock, I was supposed to do this, but that didn't happen. I was supposed to talk to my friends about the project work, but that didn't happen. Why? It didn't happen because I got swayed by talking and socializing on WhatsApp, right? So when you are saying that, you are asking yourself, how are we losing out on time? So then you say that, could it be avoided? It could have been avoided, yes, but I can't really stop WhatsApp, because WhatsApp is a medium to communicate, and that is essential now, right? So was it important? Yes, WhatsApp is important, right? You cannot delete WhatsApp. So how could I have done it? Could I have replaced it by an efficient alternative? Maybe yes. Instead of being on WhatsApp, I could have probably called that person and communicated and made it fast, rather than continuously communicating with that particular person on WhatsApp. I could have just made a call and finished it there and saved my time, right? So this is one example of recognizing when you are maintaining a diary that I was supposed to do this, it didn't happen. Why? Because I was doing something else. And that something else was actually not important. I was losing out on time, right? So I could have avoided it, or I could have reduced it. So that is something that you have to recognize at the end of the day. And so I will come to the diary part of it again. So now when you have done your goals, your long-term goal, short-term goal, And thereafter, done your planning and scheduling for the entire month, recognizing your habits and also scheduling your controllable and non-controllable tasks, then you prioritize your day. There are many things that you do during the day, right? So when you are planning your day, one day in advance, you say that these are all the things that I have to do. And the things that are on priority, you will mark it as A or circle it as A. Or you can probably mark it or color it, give it a particular color, which means it is of priority for you, right? And then the second priority item, as you all mentioned, some of you mentioned right at the beginning, that prioritizing is important. The less important items, you will mark it as B, or you can give it a specific color. And then least priority items, you can mark it as C. Like those that are nice to do items, you can mark it as C. And then there are some items beyond that also. And those you have to tell yourself, no, I will not do those items, right? So this is the way priority, a to-do list can be made for yourself every day. And this can be done one day in advance. So when you are planning this way, you will not only be methodical, but you will see to it that if this is not done, it's okay. I will see to it that how I can fulfill this at a later date. But that doesn't mean I am procrastinating. I'm aware of it and I will come back to it, right? So this is in terms of priorities. So we have gone through the entire process of setting up a time management schedule. And that is first with setting up your goal, right? What is your long-term goal, which you have to recognize yourself. And then deciding the short-term goal, which could be a monthly goal or a weekly goal. Usually it is done on a monthly basis or a semester-wise basis. That in this semester, what will I do? What are the hobbies that I will take up? What is in academic wise? What will I take up? Right? So that comes with the goal part of it. After the goal, you will see what your schedule looks like that is given to you by your university. And then you mark those on your calendar. You recognize some of the habits that you want to form for yourself. Some of the habits we've discussed. And then you come to your daily priorities. This is coming to like from a broad phase, monthly phase. Now you're talking to a daily phase, right? In daily phase, what does your day look like? Mark them, A, B, and C. A being of the highest priority, and then coming down to B and C. And that makes your time schedule, right? So in order to do this, you need to maintain a diary, which is a must. If you don't have a diary in order to do this, then you can also do it digitally. You can also have some of the trackers on the phone which help you manage these things. There are many apps to help you maintain your time and schedule your time accordingly. But again, you don't want to be notified every time that now look, now it is time for this, now it is time for this. Let's not be very hard and fast with time, because if you do that again, then you will work very mechanically. You will start working like a robot, right? Which we don't want. There should be enough flexibility that is given to you within your time frame. Again, not compromising on your sleep, right? But having said that, again, I don't mean to say that you need to sleep a lot and laze around a lot. You need enough sleep, and at the same time, you need to be physically charged by doing some of the other physical exercise during the day. It could be walking in the campus in your college, or joining the gym of your college. These days, a lot of colleges have gyms, right? If not that, any kind of sport, and playing a sport is extremely important. Any kind of sport where you build some kind of social skills, collaborative skills, because sports teaches you all kind of skills, leadership skills, right? Anywhere where you are physically stimulated, that can be done. So if you are maintaining a diary, thumbs up to you all. If you are not maintaining a diary, it is not too late. Get started right now. And the left hand side page should always be standard, where you have written, this is what I plan to do tomorrow. And then the right hand side should be, did I do it or not at the end of the day, right? So every day you will be doing this before going to sleep. You will write down, what am I going to do tomorrow? And for today, have I achieved all of this? So you plan for tomorrow and you will write down, did I achieve it for today? Right? So I hope I have made that clear. Now, what I wanted you all to do is to make a schedule for yourself for tomorrow, based on whatever we have just discussed right now. To make a schedule for yourself. How does your schedule look like for tomorrow? And if you could share that, that would be great. If you can speak also, it's fine. You need not write it on chat. If you want to write it on chat also, it's fine. Would anybody want to do that? Explaining how your schedule looks like? Are you all part of Rishihood University, all of you? Mahi, Koteshwari, Akanksha, Ritika, Diksha. Mahi, what do you mean by actually little bit? Okay. So Koteshwari, can you tell me how your schedule looks like tomorrow, for tomorrow? Very briefly, you can say. Rather than writing it down, I would want to hear from you. Writing would take time.
Ma'am, hi ma'am.
Hi.
Actually, my day starts at 5 a.m. ma'am. I wake up at 5 a.m. and I'll have a small devotion till 1 hour. Then I'll go for running
Okay.
for 1 hour and I'll come back and I'll have a sleep for 1 more hour. Then I'll start my day from 8 o'clock.
And what do you do from 8 o'clock?
I'm doing internship, ma'am.
Where?
Near a company named IKS, ma'am, near to my home.
Okay.
I go there. I work till 3 a.m. ma'am.
Okay.
And I come back and I'll rest for the day. It ends up like that.
Okay. So from 3 o'clock till you have dinner, what do you do?
I just scroll Instagram.
Are you serious? So many hours on Instagram.
Not for that long, ma'am. I'll just help my mother for some time and I'll talk with my friends and I'll end it like.
So do you feel that that time of 3 o'clock to what time do you have your dinner?
9, ma'am.
Okay. From 3 o'clock to 9 o'clock. 6 hours? Those are 6 hours?
Not
Right?
exactly 6 hours, ma'am. I'll spend 1 hour on social media.
Okay.
After coming back, like after 3 o'clock, I'll sleep for 1 more hour. I'll wake up at 4 o'clock again.
Okay.
Like,
okay. So you spend 1 hour in napping and 1 hour on social media. So then
Yes.
you are left with, say, 3 hours, roughly 3 hours.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So have you really asked yourself every day those 3 hours, how does it pass by?
Like before I would study, ma'am. Now I'm spending that time with family.
Okay. So, Koteshwari, do you think that once you start maintaining a diary,
Yes, ma'am.
you will know that, okay, 5 o'clock I'm getting up every day, and that is routine, and that won't change because that is a non-controllable task. I get up, I do something 5 to 6, then I get ready, and then I go to work, and I'm back at 3. All these are non-controllable tasks because they are fixed,
Yes, ma'am.
right? Now, from 3 o'clock to 9 o'clock, those are controllable tasks,
Yes,
right?
ma'am.
And that is under my control. I can decide what I want to do with my life. Do I want to form a habit with it? Okay. Can I do something which improves my productivity? So you need to recognize that for yourself. And how would you recognize that for yourself? By maintaining a diary. So if you see your diary every day, that from 3 o'clock to 4 o'clock, I think I need to nap. And I think that is compulsory because I got up very early. So I can't do without my napping. Okay, fine. I will nap. From 4 o'clock to 5 o'clock, I have to see what is there on social media because I really want to get inspired, for example, or I really want to see because I am into too much of sports, what is happening on sports, right? So I want to catch up with social media. Fine. After that, I have 3 more hours. Am I just whiling away my time by watching TV, for example, or just sitting and probably nothing coming out of it? What am I doing? So if you see your diary every day, you will know that there is no pattern forming. And then you will say to yourself, there is nothing coming out of it. Could I do something? Now, I don't mean to say that you should not get bored. By the way, you should get bored because when you get bored and do nothing, lot of ideas come to you. Okay, so in my boredom, what am I doing? Am I resorting to reading? Am I just sitting and not doing anything? That is also fine, but that cannot happen forever. Okay, am I talking to friends? It is very good to talk to friends and socialize. Many people feel talking to friends is waste of time. I don't think so. You should be talking to your friends because it is this friendship that you are nurturing and giving time to that will remain for life. Okay, then what am I doing? Am I helping my mother? Yes, helping is important, and you are part of the family. You should be doing that. So when you are seeing your diary every day, you will see what is the pattern forming. Am I doing something consistently? Because when you do something consistently, that's when you are forming your own personality. Am I reading every day? So if you read every day, what will happen, Koteshwari?
You'll gain more knowledge.
Yeah. And if you are probably, say, doing a particular task, say doing carpentry every day, or doing stitching every day, or what do you say, doing some kind of embroidery every day, you get better at that activity, right? You are building your skills in that activity. So what is it that you want for yourself in those 3 hours that is completely under your control, and that you need to decide from now, all of you, right? Everybody has time for, at least for 2-3 hours in a day, where it's completely under your control. And that is to decide what habit you want for yourself, right? So right now it's all about, I would say this session is about time management and habit formation. What habit do you want for yourself, right? And also 9 is too late to eat. If I have to tell you, you should try to eat at least 2 hours before sleeping, because that again affects your sleep pattern. Sleeping very late, if you are a night owl, again, eating at 9 and probably sleeping at 12 is fine. But then sleeping at 12, getting up at 5 is 5 hours too less sleep, especially for your age, right? You need at least 7 hours of sleep. So that way, if you are eating earlier, better for you, right? So all these things matter. That is why I wanted to take a specific example from one of you. Thanks, Koteshwari, for speaking up. We could understand using your example, using your schedule, how can a schedule be made up relating to your goal, planning, habit formation, priorities, and how a schedule can be made up. Okay, so before we end, I would want you all to write a caption on time in chat. And then if you have any questions, we can take that up as well. What does time mean to you? Just a one-liner. Okay, thanks, Mahi. Time tells us it's now or never. I'm not coming back. Yeah, so the best time is now, right? If we keep delaying or procrastinating, saying that I will do it later, it's okay, we still have time. No, the best time is now. We have to make the most of it. Right. Any questions regarding today's session? And I let the captions keep coming in. For me also, my caption would be, Saurabh, you can also write your caption.
Oh, okay, ma'am.
Okay. So, any questions? Anybody wants to say anything or share anything? You all are free to do so. Quite a quiet session this was. More
Yes,
or
ma'am, I
less
think
from
they are a
my
little
side.
bit of shy.
You all are shy, and I think all are girls also, as I can see the names.
Yes, ma'am. So I think I have interacted with few people. So for example, Diksha, she is preparing for banking examination. So when I have interacted with her, so she used to say that how should I manage time in terms of preparing for examination, then for her diet plan and all, and also for how to keep a mental peace. So if you can guide her in terms of that as well, I think she's feeling shy. That's why she is not able to write or speak right
So
now.
see,
Yeah.
the thing is, this is a very small group. Okay.
Mhm.
It's not like a big group or anything, right? Now, considering this as a small group, you can open up and talk. Take advantage of it. Rishihood is providing you this session. If you have any doubts, please ask. Diksha, I wanted to come from you rather than Saurabh sir saying this. Mahi is writing, by following the same routine every day, one person gets bored. So how can we deal with that? How should we change our routine? Now that is something that you can answer it yourself. Now for Mahi, for me to answer it for you, I could probably help you out. You need to tell me how your routine looks like. You need to share your routine. Do you want to share your routine? Do you want to speak? Because I don't know what your routine is like. You're traveling. So I can't help it. I need to know what your routine is like. How to make it interesting depends on how creative you are, right? What do you want in life? Have you asked yourself that? When I asked all of you to write down the goals, that is not something very easy to write what your goal is. It takes a lot of time and your thinking capacity to come up, right? Because you really have to ask yourself, what do you want for yourself? What do you want in life? What do you want from this particular university? It won't come up like this in a flash. You have to think and think and think and think. And that's when you will figure out for yourself. And journaling and self-reflection is something that will help you do that for yourself. So as Mahi is asking, my routine life is very, very boring. How can I make it interesting? You need to ask yourself that. And that you will know only and only if you see your diary every day. This particular activity, I don't want it. I'm getting very bored. Let's remove it from my routine because it's taking a lot of my time. I know social media is important. I will just give it maybe one very fraction part of my day, not my entire day. So what is it that I can do? Should I remove it completely? That is also not doable, right? You can't remove it completely. Otherwise, you will become an alien, right? People will say you're not on social media. Yeah. So what can I do to, again, be part of it and at the same time, reduce it, right? So if I have a particular example, then I could help you, Mahi. But as you can't speak, anybody else with any questions? Okay. Thank you all very much. I hope this was fruitful enough for you all. And thanks, Rishihood. And thank you, Saurabh, once again.
Yeah, thank you so much, Tulna. It's always a pleasure listening to you, and thank you so much for your time. I will give a small like update and brief about Rishihood University. Uh, yeah. So, so normally Rishihood University is India's first impact university. Normally, we are a private university, but also we believe in creating impact. We believe in students who are gonna come in our college, in our institution, will create some kind of impact either through solving problems, through entrepreneurship, through various other ways in giving back to the society. This is how we are, and this is how we believe that our students are gonna bring change in the society. So obviously, if you are looking for a career choice, so there are normally 5 steps that I normally do that I process in order to make a right career choice. For example, it can be either choosing the right college, choosing the right career path. So normally the step one is jot down your interest area. So you should be knowing what kind of interests you have and where does your interest lies in. It can be music, it can be dancing, it can be fashion, it can be branding, communication, economics, entrepreneurship, stock market. So you need to identify first that what kind of interests you have and based on that, then you choose your options. Step 2 is identify study options which are there and what kind of research is available on that scope. So obviously you need to identify, for example, is there any college or institutions are there? For example, is there any bachelor's course, master's course, PhD course? Is there any certification program available online? Is there any boot camp available? So that you explore that particular topic more. You are able to know that topic more, so that you are able to identify whether your interest can convert into your career choice later on, right? Step 3 is find out colleges that offer your interest area. Normally, obviously, you know, first of all need to set your target whether you want to apply in India or whether you want to apply abroad. If you are if you are interested in applying in India, there are normally three types of colleges or institutions or university which are available. So first of all, obviously, private universities are there. For example, Flame University, Ope Jindal University, and Rishihood University are there, which are private institutions and premier institutions which are present. Second category of university is central university or state government funded university. State funded government university will be Hyderabad University, Bangalore University, Calcutta University, or Central University will be Delhi University. So these kind of institutions are funded by the government of India or the state government of India. The fees is less, and the kind of opportunities that you're gonna get will be good as well. And third category of university is semi-government university, which is a combination of private and government. For example, Indraprasth University, which is very famous in Delhi NCR region. So you need to identify which college that you want to choose as per your interest. That's a step 3. Step 4 will be discuss with your parents in terms of affordability and other criteria. For example, if you are interested in a particular college, it can be government, it can be semi-government, it can be private institution. But what are the fee? For example, what is the tuition fee? What is the accommodation, fooding, lodging cost? What kind of faculty are available? Whether he is from IIT, IIM, whether he has studies from Ivy League institution, whether he has done his PhD from Ivy League institution. You need to know that. Obviously, what kind of infrastructure that they give. Is there any kind of competition that they compete in? For example, inter-college level competition or international competition? Do they have active clubs, for example, dance club, modern United Nation, debating clubs? And what kind of study options that they have? Do they have exchange program? Do they have internship opportunities? Do they have placement cell? What is the highest placement cell? What is the medium placement cell? What is the highest placement? What is the medium placement? So you should be knowing at least the basic information in order to finalize your career options. Step 5 will be go through the admission process. So obviously each university, for example, a center university will have a different admission process. A private university will have a different admission process. For example, in Rishihood University, we have a separate admission process, and the best part is we also analyze the extracurricular and co-curricular activities as well for a student in order to get selected in our program. We also look into the academic component, but also the co-curricular and extracurricular component as well. For example, if a student has started his own enterprise or is an influencer or has done very well in sports, it can be national, district level, or international level. We normally analyze that part as well for our admission process as well. Normally, in terms of programs, we have three verticals. We have social sciences and humanities, we have creativity, we have healthcare. In social sciences and humanities, we offer bachelor's and master's courses. For example, in bachelor's, we have bachelor's in psychology, economic honors, BBA program, and BCom honors. And in PG program, we have master's in business administration. In creativity vertical, we have bachelor in design, in which we have four categories of specialization, which is product design, fashion textile, communication design, and interior architecture. In MDes, which is our PG program in School of Creativity, we have specialization like industrial design, fashion textile and communication design, and interior architecture. In healthcare, we have public health and hospital administration. We offer BSc honors in that. In Rishihood University, we have five schools, which is School of Entrepreneurship, School of Creativity, School of Education, School of Healthcare, and School of Public Leadership. We believe that students who gonna come up, who gonna graduate from these schools, will bring some kind, will bring a positive impact in the society by solving the global pressing problems, and what India facing is right now, what India is facing right now in terms of political, social, economic problems. The kind of solution that they're going to bring will impact the society and bring some solutions in the society as well. Normally, we also have a Rishi Plus magazine. It's a bi-monthly magazine that we have. So normally, if you are interested in giving up your articles, we'll be publish it for free of cost. I will ask Tanu to share the details in the chat box. You can drop a mail or just drop a WhatsApp message that you're interested in writing for Rishi Plus magazine. And the best part is this magazine goes up to around 200 to 300 people who are in the education sector, who are running ed tech, who are running schools, institutions. These kind of people, entrepreneurial people are there who will be reading your magazine. Normally, it is a magazine for documenting ideas, people, culture, and learning experiences. That is there. Apart from that, if I talk about Rishihood University, we have three phase of admission process. First of all, obviously, you have to fill the online application form. Then you have to give the RSAT examination. Then you have personal interview down. In terms of selection criteria, that just I had to talk with you. We also look into, apart from academic records, we also look into extracurricular achievements, statement of purpose, RSAT, and personal interview down. Uh, if you are visiting Sonipat, if you are visiting Haryana, if you are visiting the National Highway 44, do visit us. We will be more than happy to cater to you, and we are most welcome. If you have any questions regarding Rishihood University, time management, if you want to reach out to Toral Shah ma'am, do reach out to us on this number or the admissions at rishihood.edu.in. Uh, and thank you so much, or thank you, Toral Shah ma'am, for being there, and thank you all of you who have joined this session. I hope this session was beneficial for you. And yeah, so we will be updating you for any upcoming session that we have in the near future. And yeah, thank you so much.